Okay, in class today I had you do a proof of the law of cosines. A lot of you didn't have a problem getting starting, but I'm going to fill in the gaps as you need it. And my smartboard's acting up, so just be patient. All right, law of cosines. On your sheet of paper, you have quadrant 1. Oops, that's supposed to be a straight line. Go with me here. This is B, this is A, C. There's your altitude. Angle B, I'm sorry, angle A, angle C, angle B. B is the same thing as C comma 0. This is C, A is 0 comma 0, and we have C as X comma Y. Now, your first set of instructions for step 1 say use a distance formula to write the distance. So, some of you have forgotten the distance formula is distance equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y, come on board, y1 squared. Okay, so if I write that in terms of A, B, and C, I have A equals, let's see, what I'm doing is I want to go from B to C. I'm going from here to here. So this is my x2, this is my y2, here is my x1, here is my y1. So x2, I'm going the square root of x minus c squared plus y2 is y minus y1, which is 0, squared. Step 2 tells you square both sides of the equation. So I'm going to square it, and I'm going to square it, and so I've got a squared equals x minus c squared plus y squared. Step 3 says substitute. I'm going to go to a new page. I'm going to take this with me. All right. So I'm here. And it tells me I'm going to substitute. And it says that x equals b times cosine A, and that y equals b sine A for you to substitute. So now I'm going to have a squared equals, I've got my x, which is b cosine A, all of that, minus c, and all that is still squared, plus y squared, which is going to be b sine of A, all squared. Here comes the fun part. Step 4 says expand, which means multiply all your terms. Here is where that wonderful, wonderful algebra comes into play. Guys, remember, when something is squared, it does not mean you distribute that square. What that really means is that you have 2 of these. So you have to FOIL, or unless you understand the other trick, when you have a perfect square. So we've got a squared equals b cosine A times b cosine A is b squared cosine A squared. You have b cosine A times negative c, and then you have, so you have this times this, which gives you 2 of them. So you have 2 bc cosine A, and then c times c is plus c squared. Then here, since there's no plus or minus, you can distribute. So we've got plus b squared sine A squared. Fun, wasn't it? Doesn't that look beautiful? I know you can't wait for the next step. So from here, switching colors back to purple, it wants you to gather all the b terms together, okay? So here's a b term, a b squared term, and here's a b squared term. So what we're going to do is we're going to factor out our b squared terms. So we've got a squared equals, I'm going to drag this c and go ahead and put it up front. C squared plus, I'm going to take out my b squareds from here and from here. So when I take that out, I've got cosine a squared, take that out, plus sine a squared. So this is all gone. We use that. This is all gone. Minus 2bc cosine of a. Now there's something about this guy right here that you have not been taught yet. It's called a trig identity. And what the identity says is that if you have the cosine of a squared, or the cosine of any variable squared, plus sine of any of the same variable squared, it always equals 1. So that is something you don't know yet, but I'm telling you. So it's a trig identity. All right. And it says that cosine of x squared plus sine of x squared equals 1 always. That is a mathematical rule. So what pretty much happens is this guy right here reduces to 1. So 1 times b squared is the same thing as just b squared. So when we simplify, we get a squared equals c squared plus 1 times b squared, which is b squared, minus 2bc of cosine a. That is one of your laws of cosines. That's where it all originated from. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here. We're almost done. So this is one of your laws of cosines. It doesn't matter whether the c squared or b squared is first, but most textbooks are going to write it differently. Your textbook and everything you look at for the most part is going to switch it around and keep it in alphabetical order. So they're going to tell you that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. But we can do that because properties of mathematics say we can. So minus 2bc of cosine a. Now I want you to notice something so you can remember it, because I'm not just going to give you the formula chart. Guys, if you've got a squared, it's cosine a. The other two parts, see how it's bc? It's bc. All right? So it's always one of your letters plus the other two squared minus 2, the same two letters, cosine of what you started with. So if you want to get the other versions, say if you have b squared, okay, you're going to switch it out. So it's going to be a squared plus c squared minus 2. Since it was a squared plus b squared, it's going to be 2ac. And then cosine, since it's b squared here, b. And the same is true for the c squared. C squared is going to equal alphabetical order, a squared plus b squared minus 2. Since it was a squared plus b squared, it's going to be 2ab minus cosine. Oops, I'm sorry, it's not a minus, my bad. That's all being multiplied. So it's 2ab cosine. Since it's c squared here, it's going to be cosine of c. And these are your law of cosines that you derived. Good job, and have fun applying it.